What up, world? We are back. Take two. This is how we do here in TV. This is the Cloud Chronicles, man. This is Johnny Blaze. I'm your host, man. I got a special guest, Shaun McAlister, in the house, man. He is an executive director at DFW NORML. He's a director at Lone Star Leaf. He's a videographer, editor, and at IamShaun.com. If you haven't checked that out, go check out IamShaun.com now. And he's a graphic design / production at CA Technologies. So put your hands together right now. Show some love for Shaun McAlister in the house, man. Thank you so much. From the Raptors.
Who is that?
No, don't throw anything. Stop throwing your panties. Stop throwing your bras.
Give it to me.
Throw that into the bags that we have here.
The lit ones, assholes.
Yeah, man. So, bro, thank you so much for joining me, man. Joining us here on the Cloud Chronicles, man. Thanks for accepting the invite. So I want to dive right into it, bro. DFW NORML, man. I'm a member. Tell the people that don't know what DFW NORML is. What it is.
Okay, elevator pitch time. Ready and go. The Dallas-Fort Worth chapter of the National Organization for the Reform of Marijuana Laws is a nonprofit organization run by citizens that are just regular people. They're not politicians. They're not lawmakers. They're just regular people who want to educate their fellow Texans on what the cannabis laws actually are, because it's a little bit confusing. Also educate them on how those laws change. And in doing so, help people understand how the legislative process works, because it's made, in my opinion, deliberately complicated so that people don't bother to learn and don't really want to. And so, the deck is kind of stacked against Texans who want to legalize cannabis. And so I'm just a person who thinks that Texans deserve better. DFW NORML is a group of people who feel the same way. And we throw events that the goal is to both raise money for a purpose and then also to bring the cannabis culture, which in Texas is traditionally very hidden because we don't want to get busted for small business or anything else. But we like to throw events that brings the cannabis culture out of the cannabis closet and into the light of liberty. And so people get a little bit of taste of what it could be like when they don't have to worry about going to jail for a little bit of herb in their pocket. So our group is equal parts changing law and changing minds, and then bringing the culture out in a meaningful way. And in doing so, I think that we've been really successful. We've been around since 2005. I've been in the director position since 2011. And, we just started doing events again because obviously 2020, nobody did anything.
Right.
But we're about to do our second event of the year, and so far so good. And I think that people are hungry for a little bit of attention. They know that how they can do so safely, and so we're inclined to give them the opportunity.
Yeah, and people are ready to get out of the house too, man. So I bet the next function is going to be full throttle, man. I mean, to what the law allows. We're open. We're all the way back open.
Yeah, so straight up, sometimes people consume cannabis at our events. That hasn't been known to happen. And I'm not going to say who, when, or where, but I'm just saying that has happened. And in my experience being the director of this group, with the exception of one or two instances that I can think of, the police has never come and busted one of our events. I mean, And to be clear, these are events where, if you pull up the flyer or the Facebook cover, there's definitely a pot leaf on it.
Yes.
And, I could see how some asshole police officer might use that as probable cause. And yet that has not happened. Mm-hmm. So, what I take from that is that our group is going about this as well as can be done. And that for
very professional, bro.
And that for the most part, as long as we're not disrespectful jerks, then the law enforcement is willing to work with us.
Right.
Usually, yes, I have dealt with some cops who were straight up dicks to me.
Right. Of course.
And that's okay. But I'll tell you this, That's 1% of the cops that I've dealt with in my capacity with NORML, and I've seriously met and dealt with probably more than 200 in my time. And seriously, 1 or 2 were hard asses, you know.
Right,
and the rest, you know, for the most part, they're like either, hey man, I totally agree with what you're doing here, or hey man, I don't agree with what you're doing, but guess what? It's not my job to agree. I'm here to ensure a safe event. So go about your business, Mr. McAlister.
Yeah, and you know, that's what I kind of tell people about my view with the police in general is it's person by person basis. Like I do anybody else. I can't judge one person and then say, okay, well, the entire company is crap because the receptionist gave me attitude. You know what I mean? So, you know, there's going to be they're bad cops. There's great cops. And there's going to be dickhead cops. And it wouldn't matter if it was a pot leaf. He's a dick. He's just a dick.
Yeah. And, you know, I actually have a theory also that, you know, you've heard the term, I'm sure, hiding in plain sight.
Yes.
So I'm of the mindset that no police department wants to go and bust a legally operating venue with a packed crowd that's otherwise law-abiding as fuck. Mm-hmm. I don't think any police department, at least not around here, hopefully, wants to go and try to bust 200 or 300 Texans, because why? They definitely don't want to fight that many legal battles, because that's exactly what will happen. You're going to bust a bunch of people who are at least aware of their rights, probably have an attorney, and if not, have a friend who is a phone call away who can tell them the right, like me.
Exactly.
And so, like, I think that if you're a Texan that wants to participate in your own liberation in terms of cannabis law reform, coming out to an event like this or going to a virtual event that's hosted by Texas NORML where you will learn a lot more than you will at like an actual party situation, because that's not the scenario to learn. It's just this fundraise. But like, you know, depending on what your goals are, there's so many opportunities that you could do things like, did you know that you could support marijuana law reform in Texas by shopping on Amazon?
Hey, tell them about that. Tell the people here again what the bomb he just dropped here on the Cloud Chronicles is that you can support cannabis reform by just shopping with Amazon. And we all know during the pandemic, we are all shopping at Amazon. I just got 2 packages, maybe 30 minutes ago from Amazon as we speak. So let's not lie to ourselves. We're shopping at Amazon already.
And let's be clear, support cannabis law reform in Texas. Okay.
In Texas.
You can support cannabis law reform in Texas. And I can tell you how. It's super freaking easy. So you go and instead of typing in Amazon.com, type in smile.amazon.com. And then over in the top left, you'll see something that says supporting, and it'll have like a default thing. And when you click on that, you'll be able to go and eventually, if you click around, you're going to find like a list of the different organizations. And if you look for the one that is Foundation, oh, here, let me make sure I don't missay this. So you can find Foundation for an Informed Texas. Okay, so this is run by my friend Jax Finkel, who is also the director of Texas NORML in Austin. And she is a powerhouse cannabis advocate. And so basically you get a percentage of these sales. Like currently, as of last year, I've generated almost $6 in donations through my shopping on Amazon. Now, that's not much. But imagine if 1 million Texans went and did Smile on Amazon, and then their next 100 packages each all went to that. That is a lot of money that's coming. That's like going to go somewhere. So like literally, they don't have to do jack shit else other than make sure they go to smileonamazon.com each time that they shop and make sure that they're shopping with that Foundation for Informed Texas selected. And boom, I mean, you're supporting cannabis law reform. I mean, it couldn't be easier.
So now let me ask a question. That doesn't work with the app, does it? Or does it?
I'm not sure. You may have to look.
A lot of people are app Amazon shopping. Like
they are, and I feel like there's probably an opportunity to figure that out, and maybe that'll be something we could talk about another time when I have figured that out.
Because
yes, I'm with you. But so then for a modest increment of effort, you could support cannabis law reform by potentially using your browser instead of the app.
But hey, you know what? The good thing is about that, a lot of people are on their computers and doing work from their computers. With stuff starting to open back up now, but a lot of people are working from home or taking jobs where they're working from home. So they're on their computer. So that would takes out the whole app aspect. You know what I mean?
Indeed. I'm going to puff to that.
Oh, hey, there you go. I think I shall join you in partaking. But yeah, man. So as we move on, what we got going for the future of DFW NORML, man?
So immediate future.
Yes.
Is our next event is this coming Saturday night, March 20th, at a place called River Bottoms Pub in Fort Worth. And it is a kick-ass dive bar with a huge backyard that they rent to us to throw private events. And so we will have some DJs out there playing EDM that is like wubby as hell. And we will have flow artists out there burning their props and flowing and all kinds of shit. And the last time we did this, we probably had like 30 different fire performers throughout the evening. And so it's what's known as an open burn circle in the fire community. So we're hosting this open burn circle that's also a fundraiser. Mm-hmm. And the money that we raise from vendor booths, raffle tickets, and entry will be given directly to Texas NORML because they spend that money really effectively in changing laws in Texas. And so it's this Saturday from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. and it's going to be dope as fuck.
Bro, one of my best friends is he used to be a full-time, but fire performer. I hope I'm using the right term. I don't know if it's fire thrower or fire dancer. Mm-hmm. But yes, dude, I'm talking about two.
Does he live around here?
He unfortunately not right now. He did. He's moved, but I am still going to message him and tell him about this though.
Yeah, please do.
If you want to come down this weekend, man, they got a little spot for you out here, bro.
That's right. And if you're interested in performing fire, the group that's running the fire circle is called Radiant Souls. They're a fire troupe run by my friend Alex. And
okay, send me that info, bro, and I will pass it on to him because he's still into it. He still does it.
Yeah, and so anybody who wants to sign up for it, it's basically an open burn. We just want to know who's going to burn. And so you go to, if you're on Facebook, look for an event that says Light Up March with DFW NORML. And you'll see one of the posts on there is a form to fill out to boom. Now you're on the list. Alex or somebody from the team will contact you. But that is the way to come and burn in our open burn this Saturday. But we'll have vendors out there. And we have a singer last time. Her name is L25. She's a local pop singer who did a kick-ass local event. And I don't know, we probably had around 300 people last time. It was a really good event. And we were able to generate $800 in donations for Texas NORML, almost $1,000. And that was even after all of our event costs. So I'm going to try to make even more for them this month. And we're going to do this hopefully every month during the legislative session to keep money rolling into that group so that they can make a difference. And
all right, man, that sounds good. Hey, I got to give a shout out to my friend. I've been calling him the whole time. My friend Jeremy, man. I'm gonna send you this info. I hope you got all that. Hopefully you can come down, man, and we can catch up. And because he's a big advocate too, man. So that's a lot of good information. And to the other, I know a couple other people that in the fire community too that I'd like to pass that information along to. So that's awesome. That's awesome. So let's talk about the state of cannabis in Texas, man. Where do you think we're at?
It's a shit show and a half. Okay, so I'm not an expert in the law, and I'm not an expert in every single bill that has been filed because there's a bunch. And the bill filing deadline just happened on Friday, I understand. So that means there's no more bills being filed. So at this point, this is where the series has ended for the season, and I have to binge watch these bills and see, for me, what my priorities are. Now, Texas NORML, they are super on top of this shit. They've already put out a list of priorities. And in fact, I could buzz through those very quickly for you if you would like, because it's very good information. Would you like that?
Sure, man. Go ahead.
Cool. All right. Our goals for the 87th Texas Legislature are as follows. Number 1, reduce or remove penalties for low-level cannabis possession. This includes enacting provisions to eliminate the threat of arrest, loss of driver's license, criminal record, and discrimination.
I like that one off top. Sorry.
That's for all of us. Okay, number 2, reduce or remove the excessively harsh penalties associated with the possession of cannabis concentrates. This, my friends, is the Dabber's bill.
Yes.
So if you are a dabber, wake up. There is a bill for you, my friends.
Pin people.
Can you tell how excited I am about that?
Yeah, hey, bro, because that's one of the wildest ones that we have here, man. It's one we could do a whole episode on that. But go ahead.
And it's bizarre to me, but anyway, number 3, improve the Texas Compassionate Use Program so that doctors can decide what conditions and symptoms could benefit from medical cannabis, removing the arbitrary THC cap and solidifying patient protections. So essentially, we have a limited medical marijuana program existing now. They want to make it better, and I think that that's a great idea. Next, they want to create a regulated retail cannabis market for adults 21 years of age or older, which ensures a reasonable tax rate, embraces free market values, consumer protections, and does not arbitrarily limit licenses. That is fucking freedom that they're talking about. Do the national anthem. You talking about fucking freedom right there, baby. That is what it would feel like to go to Colorado and be like, oh, I'm a grown-up. I can go buy some weed and get fucking stoned. So that is a big
exactly. That's the one right there, huh?
Well, I'm just saying that depending on what your goals are as a cannabis advocate, because
right.
That would be the one that probably the most people I think are interested in.
Right.
And me included, I'm very interested in that.
Yeah, I'm with you. I was one of those.
So, and then next, institute common sense policies on workplace drug testing, since testing for THC is no longer feasible with a thriving Texas hemp market, which allows for 0.3% THC.
Exactly.
All right. So people can now legally use this stuff. They shouldn't be losing their job for having THC in their piss. So let's figure it out.
Yeah, because that's a way of discriminating. I feel like by keeping that law in, it's like, oh, okay, so yeah, we know it's legal, but I may not want anyone using medical cannabis at my workplace or at my job or whatever. So it's a little. We see you out there. We see you.
And to be clear, like I am of the opinion that if you have a business, you decide that.
True.
You decide that.
True.
I'm not trying to have a law that says how you run your business. But what I'm saying is there needs to be smarter policies so that I, as a business owner, can be like, oh, yeah, that makes fucking sense. We're going to do that from now on. And then everybody benefits. Like, that's what I'm going for.
Agreed. A choice.
Yeah. I want people to be able to opt in because that's what freedom is being able to opt in.
A choice, bro. You nailed it. Exactly.
And then address the racial disparity in policing for cannabis offenses. It's 2021, and we are still having this fucking conversation. And that is just idiotic when so many states are now legal. You can just legalize it. So why the fuck are we targeting anybody in specific for this? Nobody in specific should be targeted. Fucking nobody should be targeted.
Right.
But specifically addressing the racial disparity, I think that's fucking important that is a bullet point on my talking points that the group who's running shit is saying that I need to make sure is out there. And so that is what we're talking about here. And
I do love that one. I do love that one as a black man. I do love that one. I'm just gonna say
you should. And I love that because God damn it, we're all the same. We're all Texans, and so fuck all the differences that they try to put on us. Right? Fuck all that. If we're different, then we'll talk about those differences, but it shouldn't be like you're more likely to go to jail for the same bullshit. That is ridiculous.
Yeah, or me and you are both standing in a line and I'm more likely to have something on me than you are because of the color of my skin. Like, come on, man, really?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm, I guess, more likely to have a mouth to the cop.
You're damn right you are.
And so I'm just like...
dude, if I get in any kind of trouble from now on, I'm be like, man, I got Shaun
Well,
in my
you
fucking
need to have
phone.
my buddy.
So
You have a lawyer's phone number in your phone.
Is this
And
what
if
you
you
want?
don't have that, yeah,
Is this what you want?
yeah, don't call him. And then the last two things on their list are allow for the expungement of all previous arrests and charges for cannabis, which means if you have something on your record, that shit is gone. And then finally, remove penalties for paraphernalia, because you shouldn't get caught for some dumb shit and then like, oh, we didn't catch you with weed, but we caught you with the broken piece of pipe.
Yeah,
so paraphernalia.
Or a screw that goes on to a piece of an attachment that doesn't do anything with either piece that of the paraphernalia that we're really looking for. Yeah, exactly.
So that's 7 of the priorities for the 87th Texas Legislature as outlined by Texas NORML. If people want more details about that, they can visit texasnorml.org. And there's a lot of good information. You can review all the bills that have been filed for cannabis law reform. And, you know, if your brain swings that way and you want to digest that info, I strongly encourage you to do that, because you can talk to other people about it and be like, actually, that bill doesn't say what you think it says just because the media said that, right? Because that is a huge part of being an advocate, is making sure that that bullshit that you and I have also perpetrated out there, like some shit that we actually can't prove that we say about cannabis or whatever, that does not help anything. All right. That hurts us when we're like, you know, saying a bunch of unprovable shit. Okay. And so, you know, this is, you know, fact based, and you can't argue with facts unless you're using emotion. And unfortunately, that's what our politicians are going to do. But, you know,
you nailed it.
At least we as the educated masses can, you know, get smart and, you know, learn how we can be involved and hopefully take precautions that will make you less likely to get busted for this dumbass shit.
Right. I mean, that's a lot of good information too, man. And look, before I let you get out of here, I gotta get a favorite strand or favorite strands. If you got a top 2 or you got a favorite indica, favorite sativa, favorite hybrid, you give me. I mean,
here's the thing. I think they're all hybrid now. So I'm just gonna say my favorite flower strain is the one strain that so I'm a freelance contractor. I do a lot of work at night, and this one strain over the years has kept me up, effectively working and being creative. I didn't need coffee. I had Blue Dream.
Really?
Blue Dream was like my fucking coffee, baby. I'm just sitting here like puffing away, feeling super creative, no creative block, just doing my thing, using the force.
I'm glad you told me about that one, bro, because you know I'm on the creative tip too. So
yeah. And then my favorite, so I'm really more of a dabber these days. I prefer concentrates because I don't like to smell like burnt cannabis, because I don't want to attract any unnecessary attention if possible. But my favorite concentrate that I've ever dabbed is key lime pie sugar wax. And
I had
that. It would literally make my mouth water when I would just smell it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the flavor profile of it was that of key lime pie. And I probably shared it with like 30 or 40 friends, and they couldn't fucking believe it. You know, it was just that good. So if you can get some key lime pie sugar wax to dab, I recommend taking some low tint dabs. Don't get your banger red hot. It doesn't need that.
No, and you hear the pro tips coming straight off the Cloud Chronicles. Pro tips. Pro tips. Well, listen, man. Thank you so much for joining me today. You gave a lot of knowledge, and tell the people where they can find you know, like some more, you know, stuff we were talking about, where they can continue to research it at, please.
Yeah. So texasnormal.org. They are also on Instagram and Facebook. You could also follow DFW NORML on Instagram. That's normal without an A. And we post about our events and different things that they could follow. And then you can also just go to normal.org, which is our national organization's website. And it is the most comprehensive website on national marijuana law reform legislation, local, all kinds of stuff. And it's, you know, endless information that you can learn and educate yourself so you can get out there and help change the laws.
Sweet, man. Sweet, bro. I appreciate you sitting down with me, man. Let me give, well, actually, before I do that, do you have any shout outs you want to give, my friend?
Yeah, I do. I want to give a shout out to my buddy, Eric Espinoza. He's the deputy director of DFW NORML. He helps me try to make sense of the madness, and he's also my best friend.
Shout out to Eric.
Eric Espinoza, I love you, hermano. I'll see you later.
All right, man. Shout out to Eric. Hey, I got to give a big shout out to Extended Play TV. Tay over at VizD TV. That's who we just signed with, man. So we got some exclusive episodes of the Cloud Chronicles dropping on there soon. So y'all download VizD TV and look out for new episodes on there. I also want to give a big shout out to Shaun McAlister for joining me today. Shout out to DFW NORML for doing all they do. Y'all go support that. Anything, donate. If they got merch, get it, join, get on the website, do all that. Like, smash, all that good jazz. Follow them on all their social media handles. This is the Cloud Chronicles, man. This is Shaun McAlister. I'm Johnny Blaze. We're gonna get out of here. Thank you for watching. Yeah, exactly. Puff one, Blaze one for the nation. We up out of here. Peace.